Today, I'm going to do a bit of a range test on my new electric bike. I'm going to take the charging cable with me as well, just in case. It does say that the range should be about 40 to 50 kilometers, which would be about 30 miles. It's fully charged. Let's see how it does. The trip has been zeroed and we're ready to go. Stopping to sort my nuts out is definitely going to be a thing on this journey. Oh, quite good fun though. Covered like 3 miles in like no time. Anyway, loads more to do, so I better get cracking. That's interesting. Halfway through and the battery is definitely taking a pounding, although it is recovering now. Tell you what, I was on some massive roads earlier with giant trucks steaming by inches away, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I wasn't loving it. Now this is much more fun, but I am starting to feel a little bit lost. I don't know how I've managed to get so lost. Luckily the bike is folding, and okay, it's a very heavy folding bike, but it could be worse. There's another way over these railway lines, I just don't know what it is. That wasn't there before. Should I try and reopen the road? I feel like maybe I should do my civic duty. Don't know if I can realistically drag that. It's quite big. Where can I put it? Clear example of bikes being better than cars though. Of course, if I was in a car I wouldn't take the squitty little back roads. Oh, it was good fun going down that hill. And the great thing about electric bikes is it wasn't punishing to go back up the other side. Righty, so I've almost done, well, I've done about 20 miles now. Battery gauge says 50% charged, which is okay, you know, for 20 odd miles. This is kind of the proper shakedown run really, to sort of, you know, see what's what with this thing. And I think so far, we're on to a winner. That little cover for the charge port will not stay closed, however. My DIY bike lock bracket is working well. Everything seems to be exactly as one would want it to be. Fantastic. Well, I think we can call this a successful range test. Time to get home and have a coffee. Well, that was undoubtedly good exercise. Wow. The great thing, this is what I love about electric bikes, right? They level out all the hills, so you can just do the exercise you want to do when you want to do it. You don't have to think, oh god, look at that huge hill, or for that matter be shooting down a hill thinking this is lovely, oh god, I'm not looking forward to coming back up this. Those are the kind of things that I personally like to avoid when it comes to cycling, which is why electric is best. I unfortunately managed to cancel the trip when I was actually in the town, so that 9 miles is only half the journey. It was actually at 18 miles, which I guess is, you know, heading in the direction of 30 kilometers odd, which, you know, I mean, they said, I think 20 to 50 or 30 to 50 kilometers when I bought the bike, so it's going to get the range that it said it was going to. I did have it in like absolute 100% max assistance most of the time, but I also tried most of the time to go as quickly as possible, which means 15 miles an hour, which is where the motor cuts out, or faster, which is where all the exercise comes in. All in all, that was fantastic. Really enjoyed it, and it saved me driving to the town, so I must have saved a solid like £2 worth of electricity with this little jaunt, because the electricity that's in this bike comes from my solar panels, which is kind of, you know, basically like a homebrew power station. So this is a solar powered bike, although obviously not directly. Movable battery. I'm gonna pop this on charge because the weather's gonna be quite nice tomorrow, so hopefully get to have another ride. Yeah, I think all that cycling should excuse me from having to have a run today, I think. I mean, yeah, okay, so I used the power assist, but all I really did was use that to make my journey quicker and more sort of steady in terms of workload, rather than just make it so that I didn't have to do any work. I mean, for one thing, you have to pedal or it won't provide any power assistance anyway, so you're always going to be doing a bit of exercise. And honestly, I think that's probably what the government and the EU had in mind when they set the regulations. They specifically wanted the power assist capabilities to be enough to assist, but not enough to replace. Pop this on charge. This is pure solar power from my panels outside. I love this little power system. It's great. Doesn't really save me any money much, but it was more of a for the fun kind of project. Gotta rush out quickly now to get my son from school. Just while I wait for Jaspers to come out from school, one of the things I'm hoping to be able to do with this little e-bike is replace some of the journeys I do in this, because it is kind of insane when one person wants to go to the shops and buy a couple of pints of milk for them to haul almost 2.5 tons worth of metal and batteries all the way along with them. That's where the bike comes in. It only weighs 24 kilos, it uses diddly squat power, and I get to do some exercise as well, which is definitely a win. And if you're just buying a couple of pints of milk from the local shop, which is a few miles away, what you wind up with is something that doesn't actually take a huge amount longer than driving would. In fact, sometimes it can take less time because parking is easier. Yeah, so that's what I'm trying to achieve with my e-bike. I also do like that fact that I can charge it from my homegrown solar. It means that if the apocalypse were to occur and there was no more electricity from the grid and all society came collapsing down around us, I would still be able to get about on my electric bike. At least until the battery died after sort of 3 or 4 years, in which case I don't know what I'd do then. I guess just take the battery out and use it as an ordinary bike. But still, it would be a viable vehicle. Unlike my car, which would be dead in the water. What I'll have to do if the apocalypse comes is get a bunch of people to push it up to the top of a hill, then I can roll down the hill with regen, and then they can push it back up the hill, and we just keep doing that for like a week, and then I'll have 15 miles worth of range in the car. Yeah. That's my apocalypse solution for the car. Hey, the electricity is not cut. Jasper's had a bit of a challenging day. Well, it's been good at school, right up until the last minute when it went wrong. There was just one more thing that I quickly wanted to add, which is not related to electric bikes at all today, and that is to do with my service appointment that I've got booked with Tesla. If you remember, I'm getting some new tyres on all my wheels. I'm swapping the 21-inch wheels for the 19-inch wheels, so it's a bit more appropriate for winter. I'm getting a CCS adapter, which also requires a retrofit to the car, and I'm getting them to have a bit of a look at the suspension just because that's a big ticket item and I've got some referral credit to spend on it. Problem, I'm definitely going to need a loaner. So I put that in a text to them and they got back to me just earlier today and said, you can have a loaner, it'll cost 50 quid a day. I said, yes, absolutely, fantastic, sign me up. Apart from anything, I'm hoping that 50 quid can come out of the referral credit. We'll see. But either way, I need a car, so that's going to be a reasonable solution. Certainly, if they'd said, here you go, there's a fistful of Uber vouchers, that just wouldn't work for me, because, you know, I'm out in the countryside, a million miles from anywhere. There are no Ubers around here. It's not London. That does bring today's vlog post to a close. I hope you've enjoyed it and found it interesting. If you have, remember to like it, share it, subscribe if you haven't already, follow me on Instagram and Twitter if you don't already, and I will see you tomorrow in the next episode of my vlog. Bye. Not a big fan of this green jelly stuff. Apparently it's some kind of bacterial thing that leaches out of the soil sometimes. No, I'm not a big fan though. Very, very slippy.